In this lesson, we will be going over single variable inequalities. So, we use inequalities mainly when we're representing more than one number. And so, we're going to look at the difference when we consider this between equalities/equations and inequalities. So, equations and inequalities, they have equal signs. That's where equa comes from, equal, right? And so 2x plus 4 equals 10. That's an example of an equation, right? We have a solution. Sometimes we use equations. X equals 48. And we can read this by saying x is 48. That's what the equal sign means. And so an inequality is going to look something like this. And we're going to go over what this symbol means. Instead of x is equal to 48, we have this symbol. And this symbol actually means, and we're going to go over what all these symbols are in the next slide, x is greater than 48. And so this includes all numbers that are bigger than 48, and that's what we mean by representing more than one number. We're representing all the numbers that are bigger than 48. And so let's go over what these symbols mean. So we have 4 important symbols and vocabulary that we need to review for this assignment, and it's mainly just symbolic reasoning. And so the first one that we're going to go over is this symbol, x is greater than. So this is the greater than symbol, and we're going to talk about all numbers that are greater than -2. And so the way that you would say this is x is greater than -2. So this is the greater than symbol. And so let's think of some sample numbers that are greater than -2. Well, the number is bigger than -2. We could say that's -1. We could say that's 0, 1, 2. All these numbers are greater than -2. And we think, are we going to include the number -2? Well, that's not bigger than it. That is it. So we're not going to include -2. And so how would we represent this on a number line? In order to represent this on a number line, we're going to shade in all the numbers that are represented by the numbers that we chose. So everything greater over here. But then we also need to put a circle on the -2. And so the kind of circle we're going to put on the -2 here, since we're not including the -2 in this number set, the -2 is not included, we're going to keep an open circle. Okay? And so what this open circle, that means that the -2 is not included. So that's like math's way of saying, hey, don't include me. That's math's way of saying don't include me. So the -2 is not included. And so another way to write this, because we want to be able to get comfortable writing it both ways, is how we can write x equals 2 is the same thing as 2 equals x, right? If you flip it around, well, we have that same kind of deal with this. X is greater than -2 is the same as -2 is less than x. We just flip the entire thing around. So that's greater than. So the next symbol we're going to go over is x is greater than or equal to -2. And so the way that you would say this is x is greater than or equal to -2. And so that's what that little line under it is. That's the or equal to part. So if you think of example numbers that are greater than or equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, all these numbers are bigger than -2. But then we think, is the -2 going to be included this time? Well, it could be equal to -2. So yes, we do include the -2. So if we graph that on a number line, we want to shade all of the numbers that are included by the numbers that we chose. So we're going to shade everything greater than -2, but then we're also going to put a circle on the -2, and this time it's going to be filled in. So when we have a filled in circle, that means that the -2 is included. That's math's way of saying include me, the number that is shaded. So we include the -2. And so once again, the other way to write x is greater than or equal to -2 is -2 is less than or equal to x. We just flip the whole thing around. Let's go over the last two symbols. So the last two symbols are going to be x is less than -2. And so the way that we say that is x is less than -2. And so let's think of sample numbers that are less than -2, -3, -4, -5. Those numbers are way smaller than -2. And then we think, do we include -2? No, we do not, because it's just less than, not less than or equal to. So how do we shade less than? We shade all the numbers that are smaller or less than -2, all the numbers over here, and then we put an open circle on -2 because we want to not include the -2 in this number set. So once again, this open circle means the -2 is not included. And once again, we can rewrite the x is less than -2, flip the whole thing around, -2 is greater than x. And so the last symbol, as you might guess, is going to be x is less than or equal to -2. So how do we say that? X is less than or equal to -2. So let's think of numbers that are less than -2, -3, -4, -5, and then we think, can we include -2 this time? Yes, we can, because it's less than or equal to -2. So we shade everything smaller than -2. We put the circle on -2 with it filled in because we do want to include the -2 this time. So once again, that filled in circle means the -2 is included. Thank you for listening.